NBA Insider drops bombshell report regarding the Dallas Mavericks and Kevin Durant. And before we start with this video, just to save you time now, no, we did not get Kevin Durant. No, we did not trade for Kevin Durant. No, we're not still interested in Kevin Durant. I'm sure we are, but no, we are not getting Kevin Durant in any way, shape, or form. He is on the Houston Rockets. However, that doesn't stop NBA insiders from putting out reports and putting out little tweets hinting at the fact that players like Kevin Durant may at one point have been interested in joining the Dallas Mavericks. And this isn't news. We've reported that heavily on this channel, that Nico Harrison, the Dallas Mavericks, even since last summer, have always had a level of interest in Kevin Durant. He's a great player. What team isn't interested in Kevin Durant? But the report specifically details how Kevin Durant was thinking about forcing a trade or forcing his way to the Dallas Mavericks prior to Kyrie Irving tearing his ACL. So in this video, we're going to take a look at the report by Scoop B, see where's the truth, where are the lies that are in this report, and what is actually being said by Kevin Durant and his representatives. But how's it going, everybody? My name is Marcel Martin. This is Mavericks Digest, bringing you the latest news on everything Mavericks related. And before we get started with today's video, we're currently sitting at 21,674 subscribers. I just want to thank you guys so much for all the support. We are on the road to 22K. I really want to get there before the season starts. So if you want to be up to date on everything Mavericks related all summer long, as we got training camp, preseason, more rumors and reports from insiders that unfortunately I'll have to talk about. If you don't want to miss out on a single thing, make sure you subscribe. But the Dallas Mavericks cannot stop being brought up whenever any superstar wants to leave their team. They're disgruntled, they're on the trading block. The Dallas Mavericks, it seems all last season really, have always been in talks. And that could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. I understand how some stars will use other teams as leverage when it comes to negotiations on contracts. If you don't give me what I want, then I'm going to the Washington Wizards, said Giannis Antetokounmpo. That's not really what he said, but you get the point. Players will sometimes do this, agents as well, as a way to negotiate better contracts. But all season long, it seems like every star, for one reason or another, wanted to come to Dallas. I mean, we saw it earlier in the season. Jimmy Butler wants to go to Texas. Jimmy Butler is in California playing for the Warriors, so that obviously wasn't true. We also heard over the summer how the Dallas Mavericks had the best odds to get Karl Anthony Towns, Giannis Antetokounmpo, LeBron James, and now Kevin Durant. But Kevin Durant hasn't really been a stranger to the Dallas Mavericks, as he has been a player the team has constantly been interested in. And a report that came out earlier today by Scoop B shows that Kevin Durant was going to force his way to the Dallas Mavericks if Kyrie Irving didn't tear his ACL, per Scoop B. I want you to keep that name ingrained, Scoop B, because he is also the same insider who told us that Jason Kidd, to this day, still wants to coach for the New York Knicks. The New York Knicks have a head coach, and Jason Kidd is getting a contract extension, so no, that's still not happening for Jason Kidd or the Dallas Mavericks. And I understand I'm not an insider. I have my own sources and information that I'm told, but I am no way, shape, or form a credited reporter or insider. But a lot of these reports that we get all the time online just aren't true. But if we take a look at some of the truths that do exist around Kevin Durant and the Dallas Mavericks are like this right here. The Mavericks have a level of interest in Kevin Durant, per Scoop B. This report was from last summer, and again, no duh, what team wouldn't have a level of interest in Kevin Durant? He's Kevin Durant, a future Hall of Famer, still, at this age and stage in his career, is still a good player who could help a team win. We also had other reports like this. The Lakers, Mavericks, Spurs, and Heat are expected to pursue Kevin Durant in the offseason, per Amico Hoops. This was back in February, a little bit after the trade deadline, but right after the trade deadline, we got this report. The Dallas Mavericks are looking to add Kevin Durant next to Kyrie Irving and Anthony Davis. League sources say the Dallas Mavericks, fresh off their Luka Doncic for Anthony Davis swap that sent shockwaves through the association, have dreams of adding Durant to their Davis-Kyrie Irving-led group. While the likelihood of Dallas pulling this off now appears unlikely, the mere idea of Durant joining Dallas' star-studded group sheds new light on the thinking of Mavericks general manager Nico Harrison after he was roundly ridiculed for the Doncic deal. And we went over this report after the Luka Doncic trade. We went over every report, really, trying to see what was true, what was false, and there was a lot of reports showing after we traded for Anthony Davis that Nico also wanted KD. Now, we've also gone over several times on this channel why we are not going to trade for Kevin Durant and why that's not a reality. And it's very much in the same vein as LeBron James. You make too much money and you are too old for me to trade $50 million worth of salary to get you for a year or two. And it doesn't guarantee you any longevity or a future because draft capital will have to be involved. But also, you don't guarantee me a championship. Can you help me make a deep playoff run? For sure. Kevin Durant and LeBron James are both those same type of players. But can you guarantee me a championship? That is a little bit uncertain. I'm not sure if there's any player that can really guarantee you a championship. But Kevin Durant is a good player by all means. I'm not trying to bash him. If we take a look at his stats from last season, last year, Kevin Durant put up in 36 and a half minutes, Kevin Durant put up 26.6 points, 6 rebounds, 4.2 assists, 1.2 blocks, 0.8 steals, 3.1 turnovers, and 1.7 fouls per game, while shooting 52% from the floor and 43% from 3. Now, in my video yesterday about Derrick Lively and how we can really open up our offense and fix some of the small issues we have, I did mention how our three-point shooting has to improve next season. And if, for whatever reason, we were able to get someone like Kevin Durant, then yeah, 43% from 3 would definitely help us out. Those 26.5 points, yeah, that would definitely help the Dallas Mavericks out. But getting Kevin Durant at the time that all these reports were coming out, it just didn't seem realistic because we cannot and will not trade for Kevin Durant. But that doesn't mean it's impossible. And over the summer, we've seen at least in 2 instances of players on big contracts find their way onto different teams, and that is through the buyout market. And I'll just remind you guys really quick that the Bucks are waiving Damian Lillard. This report came out a few weeks ago, but yes, the Bucks waived Damian Lillard, who was on a very hefty contract. They didn't care if that still hit the salary cap. They're going to manage it in their own way. But even though Dame was on a big contract, he still got bought out. A lot of people think buyouts are for small contracts or players that you don't really want or need, but in the case of Dame, that's different. In another instance, we also saw that with Bradley Beal, where Shams tweeted out, breaking, 3-time NBA All-Star Bradley Beal has agreed to a contract buyout with the Phoenix Suns and plans to join the Los Angeles Clippers on a 2-year, $11 million deal with the player option after clearing waivers. So, is it out of the realm of possibility that Kevin Durant possibly could have got a buyout? Came to Dallas on whatever money that we had. Now remember, the report is saying that this was all prior to Kyrie tearing his ACL. So in an alternate timeline where Kyrie is actually healthy, we have a healthy AD, we get Kevin Durant to force a buyout with the Phoenix Suns. We no longer have to pay D'Angelo Russell because we have we have Kyrie who's healthy. We just give that money over to KD. Hey, I'm not upset by that. If that's somehow the way you get Kevin Durant, that's actually very good. A lineup of Kyrie, KD, AD, Clay, PJ, whatever 5 you want to really throw out there, that's a pretty good team. That's a team that could easily go out there and compete in the West, as we've seen the entire Western Conference really stack up this offseason. But like I said, we are going to go over the truths and the lies in these reports. Yes, the Dallas Mavericks have always had a level of interest in Kevin Durant. That is for true. That is for certain. A lot of teams would. But did Kevin Durant try to thought about forcing a trade to the Dallas Mavericks? Well, I'm going to break this down for you guys right here, because I had to tweet this out after doing my own level of research. But per Scoop B, Kevin Durant never once said or hinted that he would force his way to Dallas. Poop B said he got a sense around the league that Kyrie Irving's ACL injury was the reason why KD didn't come to Dallas, but never confirmed this through KD or his representatives. So not only did Scoop B not hear this from Kevin Durant or his own individual representatives or people in his camp, he heard rumors and got a sense around the league that Kevin Durant wanted to come to Dallas. He was thinking about forcing his way to Dallas, find a way to get here before Kyrie tore his ACL. And I understand, yeah, with Kyrie Irving being injured, you probably don't want to come here. I get that. Makes sense. But you didn't confirm this with KD? We all know KD will clear any rumor that's said about him. He is not afraid to respond to anybody online when any rumor is said about him. So maybe we'll hear in a few days from Kevin Durant whether this is true or not. But before we end today's video, we got the question of the day. And in yesterday's video regarding Derrick Lively and shooting threes, we got this comment. Give the big man opportunities. We need to develop his game as much as Cooper for the Mavs' future's sake. If he can legitimately be an occasional weapon under the right circumstances, absolutely give him the opportunity. Thanks, Marcel. Well, I appreciate you. But his question was, what do you think we can truthfully expect for D-Live moving forward as a Mavs centerpiece alongside Cooper Flag? I think that's a great question. We are on this weird 2-timeline situation with the team where we can compete now, we'll try to compete now, but we also want to think about the future. With Cooper Flag, yeah, there's your future. But also with Derrick Lively, you can pair him alongside Cooper Flag. Derrick Lively's been in the league 2 years longer, so that is something that's good for Derrick Lively, as he will need a little bit more developing than someone like Cooper. But what fans can realistically expect from Derrick Lively and Cooper as far as the future of the team is a reliable big man. Honestly, I can see D-Live being a top 10 big man in the league at his peak if he stays healthy and everything goes as we hope they do. But I really, truly do think that extending Derrick Lively's range, allowing him to space the floor, can help Derrick Lively become a top 10 center in the league alongside Cooper Flag, helping us to many, many championships. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Do you think that KD was going to force his way here? Do you believe Scoop B? Let me know in the comment section down below if Poop B is a reliable source. And as well as leave a question down below. I'll answer in my next video. But I appreciate you guys making this far to the video. Make sure to check out our Twitter and Discord. Links in the description below. And as always, y'all take care. Drink water. Peace.